On this video we're taking a look at our NBA team and total picks for the games that are happening on Monday, April 25, 2022. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Brooklyn Nets vs Boston Celtics. Our first pick is Boston Celtics +2. And here is why. The Boston Celtics are averaging 112.7 points on 49.6% shooting and allowing 108 points on 50.2% shooting. Jason Tatum is averaging 29.7 points and 5 rebounds, while Jaylen Brown is averaging 22.7 points and 4.7 assists. Marcus Smart is the third double-digit scorer, and Al Horford is grabbing 8 rebounds. The Boston Celtics are shooting 34% from beyond the arc and 82.6% from the free throw line. The Boston Celtics are allowing 44.6% shooting from deep and are grabbing 37.7 rebounds per game. Jason Tatum is leading Boston in scoring with an average of 25.0 points per game, while Jaylen Brown is the second leading scorer with an average of 22.5 points per game. Al Horford is the leading rebounder with an average of 10.5 rebounds per game, and Tatum is the leader in assists with an average of 8.7 assists per game. Boston is scoring an average of 114.5 points per game. Brooklyn has its back against the wall as the Nets must win each of the final 4 games of this series to move on, while any loss will eliminate the Nets. In Saturday's Game 3 loss, the leading scorer for Brooklyn was Bruce Brown with 26 points, while Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant each scored 16 points. Irving shot only 6 for 17 overall and was 0 for 7 from three-point territory. The Celtics have covered the number in 5 of the last 6 head-to-head with Brooklyn and will cover the nut again on Monday, while completing a 4-game sweep of the series with a victory. Boston has covered the number in 6 of its last 7 overall, and the Celtics are 4-0 Austrian shillings in the last 4 when tagged as the dog. Brooklyn has failed to cover the number in 28 of its last 34 at home. And our second pick, over 220. And here is why. Kevin Durant is the leading scorer for Brooklyn with an average of 23.3 points per game, while Kyrie Irving is the second leading scorer with an average of 22.7 points per game. Durant is the leader in assists with an average of 4.3 assists per game, and Irving is the leading rebounder with an average of 6.9 rebounds per game. As a team, Brooklyn is scoring an average of 110.1 points per game. The Brooklyn Nets are averaging 108 points on 50.2% shooting and allowing 112.7 points on 49.6% shooting. Kevin Durant is averaging 22 points and 5.3 assists, while Kyrie Irving is averaging 21.7 points and 5.3 rebounds. Bruce Brown is the third double-digit scorer, and Seth Curry is grabbing 2 rebounds. The Brooklyn Nets are shooting 44.6% from beyond the arc and 79.7% from the free throw line. The Brooklyn Nets are allowing 34% shooting from deep and are grabbing 32.7 rebounds per game. Philadelphia 76ers vs Toronto Raptors. Our first pick is Philadelphia -7.5 points. And here is why. The Toronto Raptors will be looking to stave off elimination once again after outlasting the 76ers in a 110-102 win in Game 4 on Saturday. Pascal Siakam led the team with 34 points, 8 rebounds and 5 assists. Gary Trent Jr. added 24 points, while Thaddeus Young chipped in with 13 points, 5 assists and 3 steals off the bench. As a team, the Raptors shot 42% from the field and 8 of 34 from the three-point line as they took it to the 76ers and poured in 30 points in the second quarter to take the lead into halftime before going on a 14-4 run in the fourth quarter to pull away and escape with the much-needed win to keep their season alive. Anunoby had a rough night as he scored just 11 points on 3 of 13 shooting from the field and 1 of 7 shooting from the three-point line. Anunoby is the leading scorer for Toronto with an average of 23.4 points per game, while Pascal Siakam is the second leading scorer with an average of 22.1 points per game. Scotty Barnes is the leading rebounder and the leader in assists with averages of 9.6 rebounds and 8.4 assists per game. Toronto is scoring an average of 103.0 points per game while shooting 45.1% overall and 37.1% from three-point territory. Philadelphia looks to win the series with a victory at home on Monday in Game 5. In Saturday's Game 4 loss, the leading scorer for Philadelphia was James Harden with 22 points. Tobias Harris was the leading rebounder for the 76ers with 11, while Harden handed out a team-high 9 assists. However, Philadelphia committed 16 turnovers to only 11 by the Raptors. And our second pick is over 210 points. And here is why. Joel Embiid is the leading scorer and rebounder for Philadelphia, with averages of 27.1 points and 12.3 rebounds per game. James Harden is the leader in assists with an average of 9.8 assists per game. Tyrese Maxey is the second leading scorer for Philadelphia, with an average of 24.4 points per game. Philadelphia is scoring an average of 114.8 points per game, while shooting 51.5% overall and 46.2% from three-point territory. Philadelphia will pick up a victory on Monday and eliminate Toronto from the postseason. The 76ers have covered the number in 6 of the 8 head-to-head with Toronto played at home. Toronto's Fred VanVleet, who was the second leading scorer and the leader in assists during the regular season, is dealing with a knee injury, and his status is unknown for Monday's Game 5. Toronto has failed to cover the nut in 5 of the last 6. Final score prediction: Utah Jazz vs Dallas Mavericks. Our first pick is Dallas Mavericks minus 3.5 points. And here is why. Despite pulling out the win, Utah did not shoot the ball well in Game 4, converting at just 40.5% from the field. They were even worse from beyond the arc, knocking down just 10 35th shots, 28.5%, and an abysmal 62% at the free throw line. All of these marks are well below Utah's season averages. The squad averages over 113.5 points per game, while converting at over 47% from the floor, which is the 6th best mark in the league. They have also been strong from deep, knocking down 36% of all three-point attempts. Free throw shooting, however, has been an issue, with Utah ranked 20th in the NBA this season at below 77%. We will see if they can get their offensive numbers back closer to season averages on Monday night. Jordan Clarkson tallied a team-high 25 points on 9 for 16 shooting in 36 minutes off the Utah bench. All-star G. Donovan Mitchell contributed 23 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds for the Jazz. The Dallas Mavericks won 29 of their 41 home games and entered the postseason as one of the hottest teams in the league. During Saturday's loss, Dallas erased a 16-point first-half deficit and led by 3 points entering the fourth quarter. The Mavericks, 52-30, connected on 15 for 44 from the three-point line and were outscored 38-30 in the paint. Dallas G. Tim Hardaway Jr. Foot is unlikely to return this postseason, according to head coach Jason Kidd. The Mavericks were able to win 2 games in this series without Doncic and will push the Jazz to the brink of elimination with a home victory in Game 5. Our second pick is over 213. And here is why. All 5 Dallas starters scored in double figures and were led by Luka Doncic with 30 points. Jalen Brunson continued his stellar play with 23 points and 5 rebounds for the Mavericks. Through 4 games, it has been a seesaw affair, as we have already seen momentum shift a number of times in this series. As Game 5 returns to Dallas, the Mavs will need to win to maintain home court advantage with Game 6 in Utah. Dallas ranks as the second scoring defense in the NBA, allowing below 105 points per game. Their defensive prowess has been on display in this series, limiting a potent Jazz offense to right around their season average of 105 through the first 4 games. Dallas does a great job of clamping down on three-point shooters, conceding just 34% from beyond the arc, which ranks 4th in the NBA. Disclaimer: no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you, the user, or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading, or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.